Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Marquita here with Late Nights Early Mornings, and today I'm going to be doing a very brief little Trader Joe's haul. Now I know I've done a few grocery store hauls before. I don't think I've ever done Trader Joe's because it's actually been a while since I've been there, but I just want to show you some of the things that I pick up there. Is definitely not a lot of stuff today. I was really just going for a purpose of replenishing some of my seasonings and spices that I typically buy or keep in the house, and Trader Joe's has a really good price point on those, and so I am going to show basically just some new seasonings and spices to you. I didn't pick up any like meat or anything like that, or even any snacks. They do have some good snack foods that I buy from time to time, but it was a little bit busy, not like super crazy. And if you guys know, Trader Joe's can get like super crowded, and they're typically not huge stores, so they can get really crowded really quick. And it is a Friday afternoon, early afternoon, and even the cashier was like, you picked the perfect time to come on a Friday because it's not crazy. And so I got in, got what I needed, and got out before it got super crazy. So I just picked up exactly what I needed or what I went for, and then I went on to my next stop. So I just want to share those spices and seasonings with you because I know the holidays are coming up, and we all like you know, some good eats somewhere, whether we're the ones helping to whip them up, or if we are, you know, gathering with family and friends to whip up some good meals. And we also like to do anything and everything on a good budget. I call it just a mini grocery store haul because, again, it's mainly just some spices and seasonings. But there is one fall favorite that I wait on every year, and I definitely want to share that with you guys as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Trader Joe's does have a lot of seasonings. They have, you know, the basics like anybody else, and then they also have some that are unique, whether it's seasonal or whether or not it is, you know, just one of their own creative types of seasonings that they make. So I just picked up pretty much the basics. I don't think I got any that were specific to them today. I will note that one. The one that I did purchase before in the past that is unique to them is the 21 Salute seasoning, and that's one kind of like a little bit of a everything type seasoning, and that's one that they carry. That's their brand, and it's unique to them. Most of the seasonings that I have here do range between $1.99 and about $2.50. So, and some of them are organic. I'm not super picky on the organicness, depending on what it is. So if it's something where it being organic is not a big deal, then I don't mind. But if, you know, if it's better organic, then I get that because the price is right. So let's see. The first thing that I purchased is the California garlic powder. And honestly, I think that's the only kind they have, and I'm assuming it's just California because that's where it comes from. And they do have a little bit of information about each spice on the side of the jar. And the other thing I want to know, if you've never shopped there, is a lot of their seasonings are in glass jars, and the labels are really pretty. So no matter what type of spice rack you have, whether it's one that's kind of open where people can see them, or if you have one like mine, I'll show you, I'll insert a picture of what mine look like because I just reorganized them the other night. So I'll insert that, or if they lay like in a tray or a cabinet. It's a really pretty aesthetic here, and this is pretty much what the seasonings look like year round. The label may be a different color, but typically it's like black or green, and you'll see both of those here. But again, this is the California garlic powder. You get 2.6 ounces, and I do have my receipt here. It was $1.99. And again, this is a glass jar, so I love that. Just one, I love glass jars, and two, I just like the aesthetic of the jar. Another thing that I picked up was ground nutmeg. Again, holidays are coming. This is a type of seasoning where it's like not something that I need on a regular basis or I reach for on a regular basis, but they're great to have around, you know, when the holidays come or for certain occasions or certain dishes. So again, it has a little bit of info about the ground nutmeg, what you can use it in. I love when brands put something on the side in terms of suggestions, especially if it's like a new seasoning or something different that you aren't familiar with, and they give you suggestions on what types of food you can pair it with or put it on. So that is something I really like, and they do that here, although we're pretty familiar with nutmeg, but it just gives you some suggestions there. And again, this one has kind of a brown label, but you can see it's pretty consistent with the other. And the ground nutmeg, Let's see. I have the receipt in front of me, so if you see me leaning for it, it was $2.99, and it's considered like a holiday spice because, you know, seasonal kind of sort of. And you get 1.8 ounces here. And even though $2.99 is not horrible, because cinnamon, nutmeg, all those types of holiday spices, I realize like they get really pricey sometimes. Especially, I'm a McCormick girl as well. Especially in grocery stores, they can go super high sometimes. And the other thing that I got was ground ginger. And again, not one that I reach for all the time, every day, but I did need to replenish it because I had it in my collection and it had expired, so I needed to get a new one. And the price for this one was $1.99, which again, majority of them were. All right, and then these next ones, these are actually green, and I want to say they might be green because they're organic, because it looks like all of my organic ones tend to have the green coating, so that might be why. This is organic oregano. Again, not something I reach for every day, but good to have in your collection because there are some dishes that call for it. It is good on meats, fish, poultry, and in sauces, and you can also put it on steamed veggies, which a lot of people do steam veggies, so it might be something, depending on what you eat, that you reach for more frequently than others. And again, this is organic oregano, and in some stores this can be like $5-6 just because it's organic. However, in Trader Joe's, this organic oregano is $1.99. So again, wow, picked it up. Next, we have the organic thyme. Same thing. Not one, again, that I reach for all the time, but I do have some recipes that call for it from time to time. And this one, time to time with the time. And this one also $1.99, and again, it's organic, $1.99. You can't beat that. And all these jars are, yes, still glass. And next I picked up some organic ground cinnamon. Again, it's self-explanatory, cinnamon. I do like to put cinnamon in things, or cook things with cinnamon, or put it on top of something from time to time, or make different dishes like French toast that calls for it. So again, here we go. This one is $1.99 as well, and it's organic. Now, I think they did have like non-organic cinnamon, so it doesn't really matter. Again, these are not things that are super picky, but if it's only $1.99, sure, I'll take organic. And last but not least, for the seasonings, I got just some organic ground black pepper. Again, this is all they had that I saw. I didn't see, well, they had the grinder type that was regular black pepper, but I just like this regular shaker type. And again, the black pepper was $1.99, and it's organic, so why not? But it's not something that I'm particular about it being organic. I also picked up some chunky salsa. This is Trader Joe's brand as well. It is fat free. This particular one is the mild. They do have the other, you know, if you like other flavors or whatnot, they have spicy and hot and whatever else. And they have other types. Like they do have a good peach mango I think I've had before. It's really good, like a peach habanero or something. They have that. This salsa doesn't have any artificial colors or flavors or preservatives. And it's fine for the shelf until you open it, then you toss it in the refrigerator. And again, this is a Trader Joe's brand chunky salsa. And the chunky salsa was $1.99. And the last thing, and this is the seasonal favorite that I wait for every year at Trader Joe's, fall favorite, and this is the apple cider fruit spread. I think it originally came out and they called it the apple cider jam, but it is an apple cider fruit spread. I use this in my oatmeal. When I have the Quaker oatmeal, like in the little microwavable cups. I get the apple cinnamon one. I also sprinkle a little, like maybe half a teaspoon or something, like not a lot, just like maybe a teaspoon or so of this in there to add, because there are already chunks of apple in it. I add this in as well. And then I also add my Flavor God's cinnamon sugar. It's called buttery cinnamon roll, but it's really just cinnamon sugar, but without all the sugar. If you haven't heard about Flavor God seasonings, I highly recommend them. They are very low to no sodium and salt, and same thing with sugar. So I will link my video that I did on Flavor God seasonings at the end of this one, so you can check it out. But this apple cider fruit spread, highly recommend. I usually buy multiple jars. I bought 2 jars today because I didn't know it was going to be out yet. I wasn't quite sure. how soon they will put it out. It only comes out in the fall. So if you get it and you try it and you like it, go back and get it as soon as possible because it sells out super fast. And this is one of those things at Trader Joe's, when it's gone because it's seasonal. I typically buy anywhere from 6 to 8 jars, and I spread it out over the course of the year until, you know, this time of year comes back around and I can replenish my stock again. I also use this on top of my waffles. So I like to make Belgian waffles sometimes, and I do what I call an apple waffle. It does have chunks of apple in it. Let's see if you guys can see through there. Yeah, it has chunks of apple in it. The consistency is kind of like a jam, so it's not super runny. It's more of a thick, almost gelatin like. So it says we combine chunks of sweet apples, tart apple cider, and the perfect amount of fall spices to create this delicious apple cider fruit spread. It's wonderful on toast, pastries, or used to spice up a pork or chicken recipe. Now I haven't used it on like meals other than breakfast type foods, but I love this stuff. Cannot recommend it enough. And it is $3.49 a jar. And like I said, I do typically go in there and buy several jars just to make sure that I keep it throughout the year, because it's just a fall item in Trader Joe's. My total for everything with tax was $24.50. So everything I showed you, I got for $24.50, which is definitely not horrible, because a lot of times seasonings or spices in most grocery stores run you anywhere from $3 to $5, and if you're talking organic, they can be even higher than that. So definitely a good deal for what I picked up today. And that's all I want to share with y'all. I mainly just want to get that apple cider fruit spread out there, because it is definitely, if you love apples, like most people love pumpkin spice. I do not like pumpkin anything, but this right here, I'm an apple girl, so my fall thing is apple stuff. So yeah, so highly recommend that for you guys. Thanks again for watching, and again, I'll link the Flavor God video at the end of this for the Flavor God seasonings. If you haven't heard of it, or if you have heard of it and you're curious about it, those are my main staple seasonings now. Again, they have little to no sodium or salt, and also little to no sugar, so highly recommend them, especially if you are trying to monitor the intake of those things and the taste is not compromised. And see you next time. Thanks again for watching.